and it is a happy Friday morning in Montrose. In the Montrose Matters Live studio, we have John Fastag from Community Options. We are going to talk about all things Community Options. John is the new executive director, and we're so excited about all the changes that are coming, and there are more to come. But, John, I am full after that Thanksgiving meal. What about you?
Very full. We tried a new technique this year at our house. We smoked it in our new pit bull smoker, and it turned out fantastic.
Okay, so this might become a tradition, huh?
Well, depends on my wife. Yeah, I think so. We're going to try it.
All right, wink, wink, Shar. Well, so even though Thanksgiving is behind us, there are so many things ahead of us. So we have some upcoming events, and guess what? One of them starts today. It is the annual tree lighting that the city puts on. So that is happening today, November 26th. On December 4th, we have the Parade of Lights. That's going to be such a good time. And then the Community Forecast Breakfast. We all love hearing Nathan Perry come out and just give us his forecast on our region as a whole. So that's going to be just extremely informative. And again, this year, the City of Montrose will have the State of the City address, and Montrose County will have State of the County address. So that is all happening on December the 8th. And then if that's not enough, guess what? We have a new hospital CEO. Yeah, he's amazing. And he is going to come out and speak to the community at Power Players, and that is going to be on Thursday, December 16th. So all of these events that's coming up, make sure you put them on your calendar. And before we take a commercial break, I just want to thank John for coming out and sharing all things on Community Options with us. And I want to thank our sponsors, Elevate Fiber, Alpine Bank, River Valley Family Health Centers, and the Real Estate Store. This programming could not be brought to you without them. So thank you so much for your help. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to come back and chat with John.
Employees, and we were in a double wide trailer with 4 exam rooms. So that's where we started, behind an elementary school, really focused on taking care of those children. It was a school-based clinic prior to us becoming an FQHC. But very quickly, we realized the community needed a lot more support, a lot more access to healthcare. So in the last 8 years, we've grown to 3 different sites. We have 104 employees now, and we're taking care of about 6,600 unique patients a year.
In Colorado, we're not afraid of rolling up our sleeves and doing what's right. To work hard today so we can enjoy tomorrow. So we can take pride in knowing we gave our best. So at the end of the day, we can all gather at the table and know we grew this together. That's why Alpine Bank is proud to call Colorado home. After all, everything we need is right here. You are Colorado, so are we.
So, okay. John, how do you like Montrose now?
So far, so good. It's been, we're enjoying the nice fall weather, and it's been great.
Really? So remind us where you're from, because that accent of yours, it's a little strong.
We moved here from eastern North Dakota, West Fargo, actually. And so
Fargo? Is that how they really say it? I love it.
We've lived there for the last 25 years.
Oh,
and
wow.
So it's... We've always been looking for a place that had the 4 seasons, but not the extremes that we have in North Dakota.
Right.
And so this is a good fit so far.
So this time of year in Fargo, what would the temperatures be like?
Well, last week they had winds with 50 to 60 miles an hour, freezing rain and snow, and about 25, 30 degrees.
Okay. So, do you miss that at all?
Not at all. Not a bit. Not a bit.
So in the 20 years that you've been there, what was the worst weather? Do you remember a year that was just like out of control? Yeah,
we've had a couple where we've had stretches of 10 to 15 days of 30 below, and snow, 2 to 3 feet of snow, and so.
John, you said 30 below
30
zero.
Below. Yeah, it's not unusual in the winter in January, February to get when the winds are 30 to 40 miles an hour and the temperature's 20 below, our wind chill's 50 to 60 below. And so,
do you just hunker down? Can you go outside?
Well, when you hear the snow crunch under your feet, you know it's cold out. So that's it.
One of my favorite movies is The Day After Tomorrow, and that's what I envision when I hear 30 below.
Yeah, it's it can be cold. Yeah, you want to dress for it. That's
Really?
for sure.
Well, we are so excited to have you and your family here in Montrose and running one of the largest nonprofits that we have in this community, Community Options. One thing I want to do today, because I've only been here for 5 years, I'm still learning about Community Options. For a long time, they ran under the radar, and I thought, who are they? What is this organization? So will you fill us in on Community Options as a whole?
Yeah, we're one of the 20 community-centered boards across Colorado,
Okay.
and our main mission is to serve individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities, and we do that from birth all the way through end of life.
Oh.
And so we have an early intervention program that works with the little guys, so 0 to 3.
Okay.
And then we have all the way through the adult programs. We have about 35 to 40 properties here in the 6-county area. We cover 6 counties, about just under 10,000 square miles of service area. And so we have early intervention, we have day services, we have a lot of residential services, we have case management services, supported living services, job coaching within the community. So we cover a broad brand of services. And then we also have about just under 200 staff currently.
Oh my goodness, which would make you one of the largest employers here in Montrose.
I think
right?
we're in that upper 10 for sure. We're like 8th or 9th, but yes.
So
we
how
certainly-
does one of the top 10 employers in Montrose go under the radar for so long?
Well, I think that was intentional by our predecessors, but we have a little bit different vision about that, and so we want to become a much better corporate citizen than we have in the past. We're going to start some fun things like give back days where we'll pair up with our folks we serve and go out in the community and help people get ready for spring and in the summer or winter in the fall and help them do whatever, paint yards, rake yards, whatever it takes. Yesterday I started delivering Meals on Wheels with Paul, one of the folks we serve. We actually had a great time doing that. And so we're just going to become much more involved in the community and form better community partnerships. Working with Erica over at Habitat for Humanity,
Okay.
Eva, we're be signing a new contract with Eva at Region 10 for some services here next week. So forming partnerships of how we can be, like I said, become a better corporate citizen and collaborate and hopefully provide broader services to the community.
Sure. So one of the things that I needed help being educated on is understanding what developmental disabilities really means. Can you help us understand who your clients are?
Well, it's anybody that has, like I said, pretty much an intellectual disability. It could be from Down syndrome. It could be for traumatic brain injury. It could be a
see.
lot of different things that cause it.
Okay.
It could be a birth defect, but autism, for example. So there's a lot of different things that cause it. And so there's a broad spectrum of services that impact an individual's ability to function what most people consider, quote, normal.
Right. So these intellectual disabilities, the spectrum is just large. There are some folks who are nonverbal. There are some who physically are not able to walk. Is it truly that broad of a spectrum?
It is. We have here at Community Options, they pretty much have focused on what I would call the medically fragile. So in our residential facilities, we have a significant number of individuals that have some very fragile medical needs, including feeding tubes and things like that that we have. And so, but we have folks that, exactly, that need help with a lot of their ADLs, adult living skills, and we have some folks that are very high functioning that have jobs in the community, live in their own apartments, and need minimal support. So we have the whole gamut. Those that need everything from 24-hour care to maybe an hour or two a week.
That is amazing. One of the things that I'm always fascinated with is individuals who have intellectual disabilities age like the rest of us. And so do their family members. And so when parents get to the point where they can't take care of their adult children, the need for community options becomes even greater.
Exactly. In fact, one of the things we're trying to do is literally reduce the size of our group homes by going with host homes. We have a lot of host families that support where the individuals we serve live with host families and then come to our day program or go to their job during the day. And so we're trying to find more host families at this point. But yes, we see a lot of that too. And a large portion of our population we serve are starting to age, getting elderly, and we need to look at how we can better serve them as well.
That's one thing I never even thought about that. You're right. So their needs as elderly individuals become even more complicated.
Yeah, and ideally we'd like to, at some point down the road, I'd like to see an integrated assisted living facility for the folks in the community as well as some of our folks that are kind of aging out of the DD system.
Right.
And it would be a better fit for them to fit their needs because at 70, they really shouldn't be forced to come to a day program. They should be able to do what they want to do, just like you and I are when we reach that age. And so we're looking at...
Thank you for saying I'm not 70 yet, John. I appreciate that.
Yeah, we're not quite there. We got a ways to go.
Yes.
I might be a tad closer than you are, but anyways, so there's, as we look at what do we want to be in the future, we have to change our service model to meet the needs of the folks we serve.
Gosh, that is amazing how you're pivoting. The program, the community options, all the programs that you offer, they're phenomenal programs, but you're right, you have to be able to pivot with the communities that you serve.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is we have one of the largest untapped workforces in the community. A lot of the folks we serve have a lot of capabilities to perform duties in the community, various duties. Sometimes they might need a little assistive technology to help them do that. And so that's another major push we're going to have is to work with their employers in the community and bring them a workforce that's incredibly reliable and very capable of doing the job.
Do you hear that, Montrose? And they say no one wants to, work in Montrose, but you're right. That is an untapped market there.
Yes, very much so.
I know a gentleman, we actually had him on the show. He owns City Farms, and he employs, intellectually challenged individuals. And they are amazing. I went out to the farm and I had so much fun. They're hardworking, and he was telling me that the eggs that they touch, the chickens that they take care of, that their production continues to just get better and better and better. And some of the challenges that we have with so-called normal individuals, he doesn't have those challenges with these individuals. They come in, they want to work hard, and it doesn't gross them out. They are having a good time.
Yep. And I think that's what you typically find is they're extremely hard workers. They're very compassionate about what they do. They love their jobs, and I think it shows in the production as well. Really?
So we're going to take a quick commercial break, but John, I need you to educate me on the day programs, the host families, and the community living options that you have. So we'll be right back.
At the Real Estate Store, we're a group of real estate professionals who share all forms of property brokering in an innovative way. Our expertise and experience makes us the best choice for buyers and sellers. Our brokers are ready to assist you, either in person or virtually. Come visit us in historic downtown Montrose and experience for yourself the difference of our personal, professional property brokers.
Believe it, just like Gigfoot, zero-lag gaming does exist. The real myth now? Slow internet made you lose. So step up your game with Elevate Internet today.
All right. So, John, I love cheese balls. That Elevate commercial always makes me think about cheese balls. And cheese balls on a Friday morning, it's probably not the best thing for me. But guess what I'm doing right after the show?
Got to go have some cheese balls.
Yes, I'm going to find them somewhere.
We're kind of used to those up in North Dakota because we're not all that far from Wisconsin, and they incredibly good cheese balls in Wisconsin.
Really? Now, I heard that there was a rivalry, between Wisconsins and North Dakotans. Is that really true?
Yeah, to a point. I'm one of the strange ones. I'd love to go to Packerland and go to ball games at Green Bay because it's a awesome field to go to a game at, but they have really good cheese balls at
Do they?
Packerland.
Oh my gosh. Okay, did you make that up? Is it truly called Packerland? They have their own land?
Well, that's what most of us call it. 'Cause that's seriously, it's Packerland. When you get to Green Bay, it's Packerland.
Really? Oh, I love it. Okay, well, I'm going to have to visit Packerland, but not in the winter.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I could survive.
Well, one of the last times I took my daughter and my sister-in-law and my nephew to a game on day after Christmas. It was 20 degrees and light snow. It was a perfect day for a football game at Packerland.
Okay, I grew up in football country, Texas, all right? We can sit through just about anything, but when you add light snow and 20 degrees,
Yeah, you just got to be dressed for it, you know?
okay, well, I'll have to get some Packer attire. But so John, I want to talk about the setup, because you use terms that most of us may not know. You live in this space.
Yeah.
You understand it. Help us understand what the day program is. So when you go to, which is on Park Place?
We have day services at Park Place, and then we have Aspen Crest up at Cedar Edge.
Okay.
And so here at Park Place, we probably have 45, 50 individuals come during the day, and they work on all kinds of things from communication to socialization to going to jobs, getting out in the community. Like I said yesterday, I picked Paul up and we went out and delivered meals from Park Place. And the same up in Aspen Crest, we have about 45 or 50 individuals that come to Park Place. So that's kind of where they spend their day, learning activities, doing crafts, doing all kinds of things, or enhancing their skills, their social skills, and things like that. So
they're active. It gives them something to do, and they're learning new skill sets
absolutely.
as well.
Yep.
Wow. So I know this because every now and then I pay a bill. I got an invoice from Community Options, and it made me think of asking you this question. How did you guys get so creative with finding jobs for your clients? Community Options delivers all of these flyers around town for us and for our different clients, and it's inexpensive. I mean, it is so affordable. It fills a need in this community, and then the feedback we get, so, how many they put out, where they went, and so forth. It is very professional.
Yeah. Well, one of the jobs we have are job coaches, and the role of our job coaches is to work in the community with employers to match the skill sets of the individuals we serve with the job from the employer.
Okay.
And so we have job coaches. We have I think 4 here at Park Place in Montrose, and we have 3 up at Cedar Edge at Aspen Crest. So their whole role is to work with the individuals, match them up, and then they spend time at the job with the individual served as well. So
that is, I can't imagine how these individuals feel after when they get home or in their home environment and someone asks them, how was your day or how was work? They feel as if they were part of the community. And
Yep, absolutely. In fact, I was at Aspen Crest on Tuesday, visited one of the folks served, and she works at a local burger joint here in town. And she loves to work there, and she's actually working with the store supervisor to get more duties because she's ready to take on more duties and wants to be more active in her job.
I love that. And then, I want to talk about jobs, and I want to talk about shopping, because 'tis the season, right?
Yep.
Christmas is right around the corner. Community Options runs a storefront.
Yeah, we have a second-hand store called Second Impressions.
Okay.
And it does a couple things for us. One, it provides some revenue for us as people donate things, and it's a small revenue source for us. But it's also an important job site for the folks we serve. We have 6 or 8 of our individuals we serve that work there, and they work with Kim, our store manager, and they do all the things that you would normally do in a retail store, from ironing clothes, cleaning it, setting it up, doing the displays, running the cash register.
Right.
They do it all. So
I love it. I'm just getting so excited about this. And because again, it went under the radar for so long. But even with all of the services that you provide, and you provide a lot, Community Options is just, I'm surprised by all of that. There's a need. You're not as fiscally strong as you need to be to continue to serve the community.
well, we cover a huge service area. Like I said, we cover 6 counties, which is just under 10,000 miles.
Okay.
And we cover over about 508 families currently. But unfortunately,
508
yeah, we
families.
serve about 508 different families through all of our programs. But unfortunately, the state reimbursement rates don't cover the actual costs. They cover about 85, maybe 85% of the actual costs,
Okay.
which leaves a significant gap in operations. And so we have to figure out how we're going to supplement that revenue source through either grants or other avenues. And our Second Impression store helps that a little bit, not a lot. But we always, and we get great contributions from the community.
Good. Well, but again, 'tis the season. So Tuesday is nationally known as Giving Tuesday. Could Community Options use some help with some funding?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I come from North Dakota where we have Giving Hearts Day in North Dakota, and it's a 24-hour online giving, and it's run by Dakota Medical Foundation, and they traditionally raise about $20 to $22 million in 24 hours.
Oh my
And
goodness.
they support about 300 to 400 nonprofits. And so on Tuesday, on Giving Tuesday, you can go online, you can go to our website, or you can go online, or you can go to social media and you'll find a donate button. And we'd love to have your support.
Perfect. So you said on Tuesday, but I think it's up and running now. I checked your website
okay.
before.
Awesome.
And so we have until Tuesday to close that out.
Okay.
What are you hoping to raise during this leading up to Tuesday?
Well, we've got a couple of key projects we're working on. One is a new program we're starting called Memory Makers, which is a really fun program. And what it does is we have a donor who has agreed to match $7,500, up to $7,500 for our Memory Maker program. And our Memory Maker program allows the people we serve to check something off their bucket list. It might be going on a skiing trip, it might be going to a rodeo or a ball game, or it might be flying across the country to see a loved one they haven't seen in a long time. And so those funds are specifically donated in a restricted account for that purpose only. And then our program staff determine who gets to do what. And we try to do, starting January, we're hoping to do 2 or maybe 3 a quarter that allows the folks we serve to take a trip of a lifetime, so to speak, and just check something off their bucket list.
John, gosh,
so-
we forget that these are not we, because Montrose, you guys are better than I am, but there are times I forget that these individuals are human beings with some of the same needs that we have and desires. And so you reach a certain age or you're far from family. I've never been to Disney, but I have the ability to go. These individuals wouldn't normally have that ability without the Memory Maker program.
Well, without that or without their family, and a lot of the folks we serve don't have family here. Some do, and they have great family support, but a lot of them don't. And so this program is designed to cover the costs of the individual and the staff support they would need to take them on their check something, like I said, check it off their bucket list, which is really cool. And it's really fun because I've done it with some of our folks in the past. Actually, about a year ago, Ashar and I took a family to a Packer game because they'd never been to Packerland, and he's been a Packer fan for his whole life. And,
Wait, there are 2 Packer fans out there?
yeah, at least 2. But they had an absolutely great time, and so it was really kind of fun. And so we're hoping to do that with some of our folks. In fact, I've already talked to Jennifer about taking a busload to a Bronco game next fall. We're going to work on that as one of our things. But
Oh, Montrose, get out and donate. We have at least $7,500 because we have someone who is generous enough to match up to $7,500. But if we can give these individuals something to check off their bucket list, a vacation of a lifetime, something like that would be awesome.
yeah, we're pretty excited about seeing the pictures we're going to get back and the Memory Makers. And then the other big thing we got going is we are trying to move to one campus here at Park Place in Montrose.
Okay.
And so we're kind of doing a capital campaign, if you will. We hope to sell our building on 10th Street by the Dairy Queen and move all of our admin folks over to, we have the building, we just need to finish the interior of the building, and that'll move all of us on one campus and gain some efficiencies. And so the beauty of the capital campaign is if you make a donation over $250, you get an extra 25% tax credit under Colorado statute. So that's a great way to, if you're looking to reduce your taxes this year, that's a great way to do it.
And we are, can you believe we have only 4 weeks left in this year?
Yeah, I reminded my wife, like, last week there were only 7 Fridays left, and she was kind of freaking out about that. So,
why? Because she's running out of shopping days?
well, that and decorating days.
Decorating days. There you go. I got to get started on that as well.
So,
Well, you know, Montrose is extremely generous. I've seen it firsthand, and I truly believe we're going to be able to raise those funds for you. One of the other big giving days that's coming up is Colorado Gives.
yeah.
And that is running statewide. It starts on December 8th. And I believe you're going to have a button up for that as well right after next Tuesday, correct?
Yes, we will. And again, we have the same priorities. We have our Memory Maker program, we have our capital campaign, and then obviously just general donations that go into our operating funds as well would be deeply appreciated. And like I said, we want to, first of all, make sure we thank all those donors that have been given to us this past year. Without your support, we couldn't continue to really provide those exceptional services to all those families we serve.
Great. Well, thank you, John. Is there anything I just forgot to ask or you want to mention about community options?
Well, you know, one of the things that we really need right now is we need a couple of folks who are interested in helping our people with finances, because we, as an agency, cannot technically be on account for like establishing what we call able accounts, because if some of our folks work too much, then they lose their benefits. But if we can get them established with able accounts and have a non-competing or somebody outside of community options be the controller of their funds, so to speak, or be the guardian of their funds, then they can put their funds, the work funds, in their able account and develop some more funds without losing their benefits. And so we're looking for a handful of folks who would be interested in becoming financial guardians, if you will.
Okay. And can these folks be bookkeepers and CPA? Can they be professionals?
It can be, or just anybody that has maybe retired and looking for something to do to give back to the community.
That's great.
Yeah, so if we could get a handful of folks, that would be really helpful.
Well, anyone who has the extra time and has the ability and wants to give back, we definitely need help in that area. John, how is, you know, they say there's a shortage of employees and so forth. How, at being one of the largest employers, you must be going through some of the same things and finding the right help. Do you have any needs right now?
We do. We currently have a couple openings for job coaches, and then we have about 9 direct service professional openings. It's been a little better. We were down about 20 a week or two ago, so we've gained a couple new employees, which has been helpful. But we certainly need direct service professionals, and they're the folks that work frontline in our day services and in our residential homes, hands-on with the individuals that need support.
Great. Well, John Vastag, Community Options Executive Director, we are so glad that you left the Dakotas and decided to come to Montrose. We look forward to everything that you will continue to do. Just in the past 6 months, I'm amazed by what you've been able to accomplish. So thank you for what you do for this community, John.
Well, thank you. Appreciate the opportunity. And after last week's storm in North Dakota, we're kind of glad we're here too.
All right, everybody, get out there and go shopping.